We have Hampton head coach Tamisha Augustin and Olivia Smith in her first year with the program.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Augustin.
Oh, Augustin, thank you for that. Augustin guided the Pirates in her first year to an 8-23 record, including a first-round victory in the conference tournament last year, while Smith joins the program after 3 seasons at Eastern Michigan, where she averaged 8.8 points per game. Coach, we'll start with you. Just year two with the Pirates. What does this offseason look like compared to last season?
A lot more depth, a lot more energy. We're feeling really good. Everyone is healthy, so that's always a plus. And so we're right where we want to be going into our official practice, that is.
Awesome. We'll open it up to questions and start with Griffin.
Hey, Coach Augustin. The two previous coaches on this call were also in their second year, so I'll start with the same thing that I asked them. What were some of the takeaways that you had from last year that were good learning lessons, and now you can apply to this upcoming year at Hampton?
Well, I used to work for one of my former bosses, and we used to talk about passion has no patience. And that stuck with me for a very long time because I don't like to lose. We lost 10 games last year by 10 or less points. And so you're talking about one or two possessions every day where you could have been easily finishing in the CAA right in the middle of the pack. So one thing I know is that we needed to get some more depth. We were limited in a couple of spots. We needed to defend some nights better. But more importantly, our shooting was a thorn in our side all night, every day last year. And so I think that we've done a good job getting better literally at every single position on the floor. And with our old comers and our newcomers together, our sisterhood is really thriving right now.
Rob?
Hey, coach, what's happening?
Hey, Rob.
Hey, obviously we talked a little bit over the summer about your team, but from that moment on to now, as far as some of your returnees, who have you seen, take some of the biggest growth steps, or who in your opinion returning you're looking for more from this year? Or is it? I know it's probably everybody, but is there like one or two that you like had like?
I was gonna say, Rob, you know it has to be everybody. You seen that record last year. But in all fairness, that's tough, just because of how many newcomers we have, and everybody has to perform when the lights come on. But just being honest, we have six seniors, and Kayadoro could be seven with that, right? And then we have another six juniors, and then we have no sophomores and two freshmen. And so, out of all of our newcomers, we literally have eight new people that I feel like will be playing minutes for us. And so, I have been impressed with everybody to this point, but I think we're familiar with Mikael Raff's scoring ability. My leadership from my point guard, Olivia Smith, Eastern Michigan, she brings shooting ability. We've gotten a lot of depth, athleticism, and length, great size on the wing. With Kaya being able to play that 4-3 position as well. And then you still have Dabo, who's a shooter. Liège is coming back, and Liège is coming off of an injury, but she's healthy now and she's playing. We know that she brings that grit. Kayla Lazama from Boston College, she's thriving as well. And then Erin Battle from Pitt. So we have a pretty well-rounded group. I can play a couple different lineups, and I think that's what's most exciting for me as we move forward.
And then Olivia, for you, what's been the best part about preseason so far for you all as a program, as a team, just coming together? What does that process look like for you from your perspective?
I think the biggest thing for me is that it's big, it's definitely bigger than basketball with this team. As far as on the court, we're very competitive. We like to get after it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Griffin?
Olivia, this one's for you. Take me back to your decision making of when you decided to go to Hampton. Why was that the best fit for you, and how has that gone thus far?
Again, I would definitely say with Coach Tamisha, it's bigger than basketball. They're definitely worried about the development of us um, with life after college. I also think that with this coaching staff, they have a very strong vision that aligned with my goals and with this team's goals. So yeah.
And then also with a lot of those other transfers, having that additional experience already in other programs, how do you think that can also help utilize you guys, not just in your entire season, but in CAA play? Because some of these other programs, they're very young. They don't have a lot of experience like this program has.
Like Coach said, they lacked leadership last year, and with the players that she's brought in, being upperclassmen, they've had a lot of experience. So, with that being said, like,
Don't put it on me.
sorry, I just,
I think the biggest thing is though, we last year had to rely on one person at different times, whether it was Clinton, whether it was Dabo, whether it was Reeves. Um, there were a lot of nights we weren't clicking on the same cylinder. But the night that we did, we beat an SEC opponent. You understand? So we this year our focus has been daily deposits. And those daily deposits are going to get us to where we want to be for certain. I really like that this is not, we're not limited in this team. This is not just a one person. This is going to be get it done by committee. And then obviously we have three players that have P4 experience, battle played in all 32 games of the ACC. So on paper, we know that we're better, but the versatility and the depth, I think, is the most important part. And we'll continue to play hard. That product showed all last year. We'll continue to press. We'll continue to get after it. But I like our new additions. I like them with our old comers. And everybody has one thing in mind, and that's just winning basketball games this year.
Coach, for you with so many newcomers on this team, how have you seen the girls gel both on and off the court? And I guess Olivia, this can be a question for you as well.
You see my smile? So that means it's going really well. Again, and I also think, we have we have role players that really understand their role. And I would be it would be remiss of me not to give Leasia. Leasia is very good foreman at knowing her role. And she did that for us last year. I wouldn't expect anything different from her from the defense and the gritty end of things, but we definitely have, again, more scoring ability, more shooting ability, the ability to defend. And it can't go unnoticed that high IQ, when you're able to do those things and put them all together, you have a pretty good shot of having success day in, day out. We're in a part of the season where those daily deposits have to be consistent. We're building habits. Our culture has already shifted, and we're going to continue to drive this bus forward.
You mentioned that phrase knowing your role. Is that something that you look for in a player during the recruiting process, or is that something that you're kind of instilling them once they step foot on campus?
No, absolutely. We talk a lot about it in the recruiting process because the last thing I want is anybody to get here and they're not happy. So what you see is what you get. There's always a common ground and balance with that as a coach. But part of it is us being able to be transparent. And I talk to the student athletes and the recruits a lot about being themselves, but more importantly, being the best versions of themselves. And can I count on you for these particular things that we talk about? And I think to this point, I've been myself. I told them I would coach them hard. I told them I would love on them in some other moments. And I think every single person I have on this team right now has received what their moment has been really well. And so for that reason, I think is why they're feeling pretty good about where we are right now.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you both and good luck this season.
You're welcome.
thank you.
Have a good one.